If the client's inner mind is approaching something they're very afraid of, they're talking about maybe a moment they asserted themselves and they have a lot of doubt whether that's okay. But our deeper self is transmitting to them in that moment. They're noticing, hey, we kept breathing in a really even way when they talked about it. Our body stayed soft. And that's a lot of information that we might be giving without even realizing it. So I think when there's the two kind of rational minds and unconscious minds coming together, at the very least, this work of the mind, this process, is incredibly enriched. However, there may be even a more important point to make here about what happens when we come into presence. Not only is our ability to kind of process with them and stabilize and support from above and all those beautiful things that allow the process to unfold, but in our presence, we're doing something else as well, which is that we're making this inner work safe. And the reason I say that is because while this inner work is so innate and natural part of being human, many of us were either rejected or shamed or somehow punished for trying to do that inner work, for coming to our parent when there is an issue or a disturbance and trying to figure it out, or being upset by something and wanting to process it. Whether mom couldn't handle it and got overwhelmed, or I would get shamed by dad. Something happened, which we'll talk a little bit more about when we talk about attachment, that made that scary. Or we were so neglected, it didn't seem like anyone cared. So from that perspective, when the therapist not only is bringing their mind, which is very enriching to the client, in the process of becoming present, they're saying, this is very important. Keep going. I'm curious about this and I value this process. I value your truth and what your mind needs to do. We're also saying, I can handle this. I can handle the real you. I can handle knowing what's real from inside. So when we come with our presence, where we're grounded and centered and observant, there's much that's sort of implicitly communicated that makes this work safe. And that may be the most important piece of why having presence as a therapist is important, because it both enriches and makes it safe to do this inner work, this inner work that I've described in such kind of magical terms, but really a much simpler word for it would simply be learning.